So we're still looking at this on and off rain even through tomorrow, though. So tomorrow will be very similar to today. It's another cool one, on and off rainfall. Less intense pockets, though, for the most part. However, later in the day when we get into that potential for thunderstorms, we may see some big bursts of rain in some communities. So we're
about long weekends is that you get to the middle of the week even earlier in that short work week. And you can look ahead to the weekend, too. The next weekend.
I forgot it was Wednesday already.
It's Wednesday already.
It's Wednesday already. Here we are. And it's a rainy, cool Wednesday. We're looking at a rainy, cool Thursday. Some rain on Friday. Some rain on the weekend. Here's your Capital Chev sky cam, and you can see a little bit of blue way back there, but basically we are looking at lots of rain. We've already had anywhere from 5 to 10 millimeters in Calgary, depending where you are in the city, and we're going to add to these totals, and we'll talk about how much in just a second here. 10 degrees is our current temperature, also our daytime high, so we're looking at these cooler temperatures. We should be at 18 for this time of year, so we're well below normal. You can see in Lethbridge, Milk River, we're in those double digits. Brooks, Medicine Hat in the teens at least, but all communities in southern Alberta pretty much below normal for right now, and will continue to be for the next couple of days. The system from Saskatchewan that we were dealing with yesterday is now way off to the east, but we have two systems that I'm watching here. We have this one moving in from northern BC, and that's pushing in some rain here. There's also a system stateside pushing into Montana here. And that's going to push in some instability. So we'll see some thunderstorms develop because of this, especially closer to the U.S. border. And we'll also see more rainfall over these next couple of days. But it shouldn't be quite as intense for most communities with regards to the rainfall for tomorrow. You can see in Calgary, we are dealing with rainfall in parts of the city, but some parts of the city just getting the cloud cover. And you can see the snow for the mountaintops as well. So we're looking at snow continuing for the mountaintops, rain continuing on and off through tomorrow with that chance of a late day thunderstorm. So just to give you the timeline here, we look at these isolated pockets. Some of them will be a little bit heavier, especially in the midnight hours. We're looking at pockets of heavier rain. But then as we go through tomorrow, we're looking at these on and off pockets and should be a little bit lighter for the most part. You can see intense, though, by the supper hours because we have that potential of a thunderstorm, which gives us that bigger burst of rain that's certainly possible later in the day, getting closer to the supper hours up until about 8 p.m. And then we start to see a bit of a clearing, which means on Friday, in the morning, we could see some sunshine, and then we get into the chance of late day showers and thunderstorms once again on Friday. So when we look at rainfall and how much from now until later on Friday that we could get in Calgary, about 9 millimeters, 13 for Canmore, 19 for Banff, and then again, snow for those higher elevations. When we look at that Capital Chev 5-day forecast, 9 degrees, so another cool day tomorrow, be prepared for that. Anywhere for 3 to 5 millimeters in Calgary, again with those late day thunderstorms possible. Friday, a decent chance of seeing a bit of sunshine, especially in the morning hours, and then anywhere from 0 to 2 millimeters. So some communities in Calgary will get 0. Other communities will see a couple millimeters as we get those heavier pockets roll through in some isolated areas. Saturday, some showers possible, and then Sunday as well. But as you can see, temperatures will warm into the teens as we go through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And by next week, we're looking at lots of sunshine with temperatures mainly in the 20s.
Calgary.
And let's bring Danielle in once again as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast.
Yeah, you know, we're looking at a cooler day again tomorrow. And I mean, we will warm up this week, but we will be below normal for this week, but not as below normal as we've been today, yesterday, and what we will be tomorrow. 10 degrees, so at least we got into the double digits here in Calgary today. But yeah, we should be at 18 for this time of year. We're in the double digits and through Lethbridge and Milk River and into the teens for Medicine Hat right now. But most communities in Alberta are below normal right now and will continue to be through tomorrow as well. Really what we have is this system from northern BC that's now pushing in and pushing some rainfall in and creating that instability. So there's some non-severe thunderstorms here and there, especially in central Alberta. But for us in the south, it's a smaller chance of that. But again, these are non-severe. So if you get it, it'll come with a downpour. The winds will pick up a little bit and there'll be a little bit of lightning, but these aren't intense storms. You can see closer to that U.S. border, this is the system stateside now pushing into Montana, creating a little bit of that instability, especially closer to that U.S. border, and pushing in a little bit of rainfall as well. But this is mainly a system that will track into southern Saskatchewan and Manitoba, especially Manitoba by Friday. For us, though, we're dealing with this one coming in from the north, and you can see more pockets moving on down from the north. So we're looking at this on and off rainfall through the evening, through tonight, and even through tomorrow as well. So just to give you the timeline here, you can see pockets of rain moving through. The one thing I will say, it will get a little intense around the midnight hour, as you can see by your timestamp here, but through tomorrow, it will be less intense and less rainfall expected than what we've had out there today. In the south end, for example, it's been pretty consistent all day, and it's been intermittent in parts of the north end, but tomorrow we'll have breaks from it. Small chance of seeing a little bit of sunshine, but then later in the day, closer to those supper hours, once again we get into the chance of these isolated showers that could be heavier, and even a non-severe thunderstorm as well. By Friday, we get into the chance of more sunshine possible. Now, when we look at amounts possible, 10 millimeters possible, 5 to 10 in Calgary from now through the end of Friday, and into the 20s for Banff and Canmore. Further off to the east, looking at less rainfall from this system. All right, for tomorrow in Calgary, 3 to 5 millimeters. Again, just a high of 9, so it's another cool day as well. Late day thunderstorms possible. More sunshine expected on Friday. That will get us to 16 degrees, and if we get an isolated pocket, up to a couple millimeters possible. Then a little more rainfall back on Saturday, 1 to 3 millimeters, but you can see temperatures will continually warm. So by next week, we're looking at dry weather and being back into the 20s. That's your Capital Chef 5-day forecast. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle.
Ooh, that looks cooler than I thought it was going to look. It looks cooler than it looked about 20 minutes ago. Here's a Capital Chef Skywatch camera. And yeah, you can see the sun trying to peek through. It's trying. We still have a lot of rain in the forecast for this week. This week will be below normal for the entire week with regards to temperatures, but we will start to improve, especially, well, by Friday. Anyway, all right, 10 degrees was our daytime high today in Calgary. 18 is what's normal for this time of year. We're one of the cooler spots, absolutely, today across the country. And check out what's happening out east. Toronto's high today, 29, 30 in through Ottawa and Montreal, and 29 for Fredericton. So a lot of heat out east. Now, if I fast forward to tomorrow, we may be even a degree cooler here in Calgary today. We'll be at a high of 9. Yellowknife will be at a high of 17. So certainly one of the cooler spots in the country. And then when you compare us to the heat again out east, completely different story out there, into the 20s, mid-20s. However, this is where we will be in those 20s and mid-20s next week. That will come with a lot of sun, and it will come with a lot of heat. So we're looking at a dry, hot week next week, but this is the week of rain and cooler temperatures. So we're going to hold on to this cold weather even through tomorrow. You can see what's happening here. We have the system that's pushing rain further to the south. So we've had these pockets of rainfall on and off throughout the day today in Calgary and surrounding areas, through central and southern Alberta, snow for the mountaintops, and it sparked up a couple non-severe thunderstorms that really died out pretty quickly today. So just to zoom in, you can see some pockets around Calgary right now, and you can also see more tracking in from the north. So we have these on and off pockets right through tonight, through tomorrow as well, though tomorrow we should see less pockets of rain than we had out there today. But when we look at now through late Friday, we could see another 5 to 10 millimeters in Calgary. So before this is all said and done through Friday, and up to 23 millimeters for Canmore, and 24 millimeters for Banff. You can see less rainfall expected really east of Highway 2 with 4 and 3 millimeters expected. All right, Golden and Fernie, looking at that instability, even a thunderstorm possible in Fernie for tomorrow, but 21 in Kelowna. 12 degrees for Edmonton tomorrow. Edmonton should remain mainly dry because this system is moving out of central Alberta at this point, but it will spark up that instability. Rocky Mountain House down the foothills for tomorrow. We have that potential of showers and thunderstorms, especially the thunderstorms later in the day closer to the supper hours, Calgary and many communities in the south, especially Highway 2 and to the west. All right, when we look at that Capital Chev 7-day trend, you can see it's going to go up. I mean, 9 degrees for tomorrow, but then 16 for Friday with a little more sunshine expected. It's next week we will get back into the 20s. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle.